All right, ladies and gentlemen, I know I've had some issues over the last couple of days with everybody coming up to me and procrastinating and cramming to the last minute for the Angry Birds project. Here's the issue. I'll give you one more example. Hopefully this will help you guys out, okay? If it does not, then I apologize, but I've done the best I could to make sure that you guys, when we did small group today, could get these equations. But unfortunately, I know a lot of you may have struggled with it, so we're going to go from there. Let's get started. So I'm going to do another example on this. So the formula you're looking for is f of x equals a, and then it's x minus h squared plus k. Okay? And so the main function we're going to do, ladies and gentlemen, is remember I talked about we did through the ball, and we had a lot of fun doing that, but then the second equation had to be made up. So I'm going to make up 20 as a point. What you would do, ladies and gentlemen, is pull out the graph paper like this and just make up a point. So if I did the y-intercept, okay, I would just, let's just go, I say I threw at 0, 2. So if I started throwing one at 0, 2 and I just went out onto my paper somewhere, what I would do is come here to put 0, 2. All right, then the next step would be, where's my crest going to be? So I know our graph paper is 40 across, so I'm going to go right in the middle of the apex. Okay, but for ease, for me to do the math on this, I'm going to pick 20, and then I'm going to shoot a line drive shot. So it's not going to go very high. I'm only going to go 10 high. Okay, so my point, my apex is going to be really low, really fast. Sometimes in Angry Birds, I play that game a lot. I've played it since the originality. That's how old and uncool I am. You want to shoot the bird fast and straight. So on this one, ladies and gentlemen, you have your points. Now what you need to do is fill in to find this value of a. But before I begin, we had talked about h equals 20. I told everybody to set up a grid, okay? X equals 0, y equals 2. Remember, this also equals f of x. F of x equals y equals 2. So when it comes here to f of x, my first point that comes out here would be 2 equals a, because that's what we have to solve. Oops, I have my x value equals a. My x value is 0 minus my h, which is 20, squared, plus my k, which is 10. All right? So here's what you're going to do from there, ladies and gentlemen, is you're going to actually break out this as a square, and your next step to solve it, simplify using order of operations, you drop it down to here. So it'd be 2 equals negative 20 squared is always going to be a positive, so it's 400a plus 10. The next order of operations, ladies and gentlemen, I'm looking around for a calculator. I'm going to have to go steal one and run off screen for a second. It's negative 10 and negative 10. And then you would simplify it. Be negative 8 equals 400a. Divide that by 400. Divide that by 400. And so a equals negative 8 over 400. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm not going to leave it like that. Be back. I got to find a calculator. All right, negative 8 divided by 400 equals, nice, that's what I wanted, something easy, negative 0.02, okay? There is my a value. So now what you guys are supposed to do, and I can't do it on here because it's gone, okay? At the top of your page, you're actually supposed to write this equation in Vertex form. Okay, so now my a value from this block, if I were to pull it away, all right, the a value now is a equals negative 0.02. So you can actually fill in the Vertex formula. The Vertex formula in this case would be, at the very top, you'll see it says f of x equals, and then you put your a value. In my case, it's negative 0.02, all right, and then it's going to be x, because this is an equation I can put into a graphing calculator. X minus h, which is 20, square that baby, plus 10. There is my HK formula. Ladies and gentlemen, I could put this into a graphing calculator, and I would actually see the nice arch on it. I'm not going to do that because I don't have time. I want to keep going on this, and we'll go from there. So, let me see if I can remember this. All right, so negative 0.02 x minus 20 plus 10. Make sure that's right. Yes, and squared. All right, so what I did that for, ladies and gentlemen, is compare. So when it talks about horizontal shift is the h value. So for mine, it's 20 to the right. All right, my vertical shift is going to be here, the k value, it is 10 units up. For everybody that struggled with this, please make sure you copy the notes here or plug in your own numbers that you're coming up with, okay? It's easy to kind of do that. And then the A, the delineation is going to be the A value, which in my case, it would be vertical shrink of 0.02, and then reflection over x-axis. Domain. Now, here's the complication, ladies and gentlemen. My domain, I should graph it, and it would be some negative value, x, some other value, and then this is a positive one. It's going to be the x-intercepts. Oops. Got that up, selected it. X-intercepts. My issue is, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not going to graph it. If I did, I'd have some negative number is less than or equal to x, less than or equal to that number. I do, however, have the range. It is going to be that, and then my shift up is 10. So that is my range. The only thing I can't find is domain. If you graph it, please make sure you guys get that part. All right, so now what we're going to do, and I'm going to write this again so I don't forget it, negative 2x minus 20 squared plus 10. Okay, so now this is the very bottom where everybody started getting confused. What you're going to do, ladies and gentlemen, is you're going to take x minus h squared, which is this, in my equation, and you're going to expand it out in vertex form. So number 1, should be self-explanatory. Number 2, use the FOIL method. So remember, the FOIL method is first to inside, and then the other one is to outside, and then it's inside, and the last term's right there. I know you guys probably love all that color. So you multiply it, be x squared. X minus negative 20 is negative 20x. Negative 20 times x is 20x. Negative 20 times negative 20 is plus 400. Combine like terms. So my end up value is x squared minus 40x plus 400. We can change colors and give a nice circle for that. All right, so what I did is I'm changing this equation here that I've carried on all the way through, and this are the exact same thing. So what you're doing for number 3 is you're taking this equation, which down here is going to be negative 0.02, and instead of writing x minus 20 squared, I'm going to write this. X squared minus 40x plus 400. Close the bracket. Then I finish it off, plus 10. I hope after all this time you guys see that, okay? I'm taking this equation that I've carried through, I'm going to show it to you again, but instead of writing x minus 20 squared, I'm going to write what we found it to be in the standard form. Now, I'm going to drop this down, you solve it. So, what you want to do is on your calculator, use your handy calculator, calculate this out, distribute that first. So, this is relatively simple, negative 0.2x squared. Here comes the problem one. So, and then I do this, so it'd be negative 40 times negative 0.02. My answer is nice and easy, plus 0.8x. Now, do the same thing here. So it'll be 400 times negative 0.02, and that comes out to be, ooh, nice, negative 8. All right, so negative 8, and then I got to drop that down, plus 10. Ladies and gentlemen, the final step is to simplify this piece right here. Negative 8 plus 10 is, you guys are fully aware, is negative 2. So my final piece of the puzzle, let me change colors one last time. We'll go with red again. Negative 2 x squared, 0.02 x squared. Sorry, it's been a long day. 0.8x plus 2. Ladies and gentlemen, above this, right here, above this, it should say standard form. Okay, where it says standard form, it has a line. That is my standard form. The issue is, ladies and gentlemen, is that if you graph this, they should be on the same line. I know some of you seem like this is a difficult assignment. It really wasn't. I wanted to stretch your brains out a little bit more to make sure you guys could do this quadratic equation stuff. I'm very proud of all the students that shown the initiative to get it done on their own. It's been a great week, actually, working on these. Until next time, ladies and gentlemen, I hope this example helped you one last time. But until I see you again, have a great night.